Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to introduce a 130W CO laser in my workshop. I use it for real work, cutting MDF, plywood, and acrylic on a regular basis. This is not a review and it's not an unboxing. In this video I'll show how the machine is actually set up, the settings I use, and the results I get in everyday work. I'll cut MDF, plywood, and acrylic, show the controller settings, and explain what matters and what doesn't if you're running a small workshop. This setup is built for repeatable work, not demonstrations. The goal here isn't maximum speed or marketing numbers, it's consistency, day after day. If you're running a small workshop, this is the kind of setup that makes sense. And if something doesn't work the way it should, I want to see it, not hide it. This is a 130W CO laser with a Ruida controller. Power matters, but setup matters more. Air assist, focus, bed alignment, and cooling will affect your results long before raw wattage does. Most cutting problems aren't caused by lack of power. They're caused by something being slightly off, and lasers are very good at showing that. The laser is strong enough, the setup is usually the weak link. My laser has a honeycomb bed that can be moved up and down. It was not included in the basic equipment, but had to be purchased separately. You can also change the power and speed in the Ruida controller, but I prefer to do it on the computer because it can be done much faster there. As you can see here on the Ruida controller, there's a lot you can adjust directly on the machine. Power, speed, layer order, test pulses, all of that can be changed without touching the design file. That flexibility matters in real work, because materials don't always behave the same way from one sheet to the next. I don't use all features all the time, but it's important that they're there when I need them. This isn't about pressing buttons, it's about having control when something needs fine adjustment. By pressing frame, the machine shows how large an area the project will form on the material. I'll start with MDF. MDF is common in production work because it's flat, consistent, and predictable. Here, I'm cutting 3mm MDF using these settings. Power 70%, speed 24mm, S, 1 pass. These settings aren't theoretical. They're what I use because they work reliably. If the speed is too high, the cut won't release cleanly. If it's too slow, you'll get unnecessary edge darkening. MDF cuts cleanly, it just documents every mistake in smoke. After MDF, I move on to plywood. I'm cutting 3, 4, and 6mm plywood because plywood behaves very differently depending on thickness and internal glue layers. Unlike MDF, plywood is not a uniform material. Each layer can react differently to heat, especially when glue composition changes between sheets. For 3mm plywood I'm using power 70%, speed 23mm per second, 1 pass. And actually I'm using same settings for 4mm plywood. I don't want to use more than 70% power because I want the lifespan of my laser tube to be as long as possible. And at 6mm, you're no longer just cutting wood, you're negotiating with glue. For 6mm plywood I'm using power 70%, speed 12mm per second, 1 pass. Plywood isn't one material, it's a group project. With plywood, the biggest variable isn't power, it's glue. Two sheets that look identical can require different settings, which is why I always test before production cuts. If a cut doesn't release cleanly, slowing down slightly is usually more effective than increasing power. When plywood doesn't cut, it's not stubborn, it's just confident. Now let's continue with acrylic. I use a special base to cut acrylic and cut it from the backside. Acrylic behaves very differently from MDF and plywood. It reacts faster to heat, and edge quality changes immediately if the settings are off. Using the same power here would not work. Here I'm cutting for millimeter acrylic using these settings. Power 70%, speed 20 millimeters per second, 1 pass. With acrylic, I'm watching edge clarity and melt behavior more than cutting speed. Acrylic reacts faster than MDF. It also complains louder when you get it wrong. Here are the results side by side. This is what a 130W CO laser can realistically do in a small workshop, not in theory, in practice. This machine is great for sheet materials, signage, components, and layered products. It's not meant for metal, and it's not meant to replace industrial CNC machines. Used correctly, it's reliable. Used incorrectly, it's very honest about it. The key takeaway here isn't speed or power. It's understanding how materials behave and setting the machine up for consistent results. That's what makes laser cutting useful in real production, not just for experiments. Thanks for watching. This is how I use a 130W CO laser in a real workshop environment, focusing on consistency, material behavior, and repeatable results. If laser cutting, fabrication, and practical workshop workflows are relevant to you, consider subscribing. More projects and material tests are coming, built and tested under real conditions. See you in the next videos. See you later.